How many times have you felt like the world was closing in on you? How many times has life knocked you down so hard that you thought you might never get up again? How many moments have you spent in the darkness, wondering if the pain would ever end? You know, the feeling, the crushing weight on your chest, the sense of hopelessness creeping in like a cold shadow, telling you that this is your breaking point, that you've reached the limit of your endurance. You feel trapped, defeated, as if there's nothing left inside you to give. But let me ask you a question. When was the last time you truly felt broken? I don't mean the little setbacks or the temporary hardships. I'm talking about the times when you've been torn apart to your core, when your heart shattered into 1,000 pieces, when everything you thought you knew about yourself, about the world, was questioned and turned upside down. That moment when you looked in the mirror, didn't recognize the person staring back at you. That moment when the pain felt too much to bear, when it felt like your spirit had been crushed beneath the weight of the world. You've been through it. You know what it feels like? But here's the hard truth. That wasn't your end. The truth is, you can't break something that's already been broken. The world can throw its worst at you. But once you've been through the fire, once you've experienced the depths of despair and fought your way back, there is no force in the world that can truly break you, because you've already been broken, and from that brokenness, you rise. But why is it that some people seem to crumble under pressure, while others, like you, find a way to stand up again, stronger than before? What's the difference? Why do some people give up after a few setbacks while others endure the hardest storms and keep moving forward? The answer lies in how we perceive our pain. The world wants you to think that pain is something to fear, something to avoid at all costs. Society teaches us to run from suffering, to hide our weaknesses, to pretend that everything is fine when we're falling apart on the inside. But here's what no one tells you. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest ally. When you're in the midst of struggle, when the walls feel like they're closing in, it can be difficult to see beyond the pain. All you can feel is the weight of it. But if you can push through, if you can keep moving forward, even when you can't see the way, you'll realize something powerful. Pain is the crucible in which your strength is forged. It's not something to run from. It's something to embrace. Because in that pain, in those moments of feeling like you've lost everything, that's when you become something new. You become stronger, you become sharper, you become unstoppable. I want you to think back to the darkest moment of your life. The moment when you thought there was no way out, no way to keep going. You thought you were done. You thought you'd never recover. Maybe it was a heartbreak that tore you apart. Maybe it was a failure that shattered everything you worked for. Maybe it was a loss that left you feeling empty. Whatever it was real. It hurt. It made you question everything you thought you knew. But here's the truth you need to understand. That pain wasn't the end of your story. That pain was the beginning of your transformation. The world will tell you that you're weak for feeling broken. The world will try to convince you that if you're not perfect, If you're not always strong, then you don't deserve to succeed. But the reality is that your brokenness is what makes you powerful. Every crack in your armor, every scar you carry, every tear you've shed, it's proof that you've lived. It's proof that you've fought. It's proof that you've survived. And that makes you dangerous. You've already been through the worst. You've already been broken. And now you're just a force waiting to be unleashed. You've seen the darkness and you've survived. You've felt the pain and you've come out stronger. You've fought with everything you had, even when it seemed like you were losing. And that's what separates you from the rest. That's why they can't break you, because you've already broken yourself. And from that brokenness, you've learned to rebuild yourself stronger, sharper, and more resilient than before. But let's be real for a moment. There are times when you still feel it, don't you? The weight of the past, the scars of your journey, the doubts that creep in when you're alone with your thoughts. There are days when the pain resurfaces, when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world again, those days when it feels like the battle isn't over, and in those moments it's easy to feel like you're failing, like you're back to square one. But I need you to understand something. You're not failing. What you're feeling is normal, part of the process. Because healing is not linear. Growth is not a straight path. You're going to have days when you feel like you're back at the bottom, but that doesn't mean you're not growing. Doesn't mean you're not moving forward. It just means that the process is still ongoing. You're still becoming. And every time you rise, every time you fight through the pain, you become a little stronger. You become a little more unbreakable. You see, the people who give up, the people who let life break them, those are the people who never truly learn. They never learn that brokenness is a process, not an end. They never learn that it's not about avoiding pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about facing it head on, embracing it, and using it as fuel to propel you forward. Because pain is not just something that destroys you. It's something that transforms you. Every time life knocks you down, you get back up. Every time you face rejection, you rise. Every time someone tells you that you're not enough, you keep going. And each time you rise a little stronger, a little more determined, and a little more powerful. But here's the real kicker. You never rise alone. You have all the strength you need within you. But there's something else you need to know. There's a community of people, of warriors, just like you, who have been broken, who have fought, who have risen again. And when you feel like you can't keep going, when the darkness threatens to overwhelm you, remember, you are never truly alone. You are surrounded by others who have walked the same path, who have felt the same pain, and who have emerged victorious. And together, we rise. So, what are you going to do with this power? The choice is yours. You can let the world's opinions break you. You can let your past failures dictate your future. Or you can choose to rise. You can choose to embrace the pain, to use it as your weapon, to let it fuel your fire. Because once you've been broken, once faced the darkness, come out stronger, there's nothing that can stop you. You are unstoppable. They will try to tear you down. They will try to make you feel small, insignificant, weak. But you've already been through the fire. You've already faced the worst. You've already broken. And now, from those broken pieces, you rise. Stronger, sharper, unstoppable. So stand tall, walk forward, and know this: nothing can break you. Not now, not ever. Because you've already broken yourself. And from that brokenness, you've become the most powerful version of yourself. You are unbreakable. You are unstoppable. You are a warrior who has fought and won. And the world will know your name. Now go. Rise. Because your time is now.